Okay, just one minute. I need to download the question. Can you guys see? Can you guys see just the scorecard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. So hello and welcome to the tier 4 final. So we have on seat 1 Alok, seat 2 Shubhankar, seat 3 Aditya, and seat 4 Swami Ganesh. So same rules, 8 rounds, 64 questions. Each person gets 2 questions on the direct. Question passes if the player on the direct doesn't get it, and your passing order is determined by your number of bonus attempts. If your bonus attempts are same, then it's the seating order. Okay, so Alok, here is your set of 2 questions. Press Alt H so that the chat box pops right out.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, here we go. What moniker to refer to a prolific business collective gained wider currency after a 2007 article in Fortune magazine that featured them all dressed in gangster attire? This moniker is sometimes credited with inspiring the re-emergence of consumer-focused internet companies after the dot-com bust of 2001. Ten seconds.
The VC Mafia.
It's not that. Shubhankar?
Pass.
Passes. Aditya?
Pass.
Pass. Okay, Swami?
Pass.
Oh, okay. So it's a X first to start the quiz. It's actually PayPal Mafia. That's it. This is the PayPal Mafia. Okay. You are close there, Alok, but not quite. Okay. Here's a second question. What Indian painting tradition emerged from the cloth painting that hangs behind the idol of Srinathji, a representation of Krishna in a temple in Rajasthan, Nathwara? The painting style derives its name from the Sanskrit words for back and hanging. Ten seconds.
Pass.
Passes. Shubhankar?
Pass.
Pass. Aditya?
HY?
That is correct. This is indeed pitchwai. So pitch meaning back and Y means hanging. So pitchwai paintings. Good steal by Gadre there. Okay, Shubhankar, now your turn. 2 questions. Here we go. Who created the cabin crew uniforms for Singapore Airlines in 1968, which are in use till date? This French fashion designer also created the outfits for pilots at TWA and Air France. A believer in the architecture of movement, this designer also created costumes for movies, like designing the iconic sex kitten image of Brigitte Bardot in 1956 and 56's and God Created Women.
This is Yves Saint Laurent.
No, it's not. Swami?
Balmain.
That's all I wanted. Pierre Balmain. Pierre Balmain. However way you like to pronounce. Okay. Shubhankar, your second question. Here we go. Which 1924 novel deals with the lives of 4 characters, among which a Dr. Aziz and his British friend Cyril Fielding? Is set in 1920s British India. The novel takes its name from a Walt Whitman poem from his 1870 collect, Leaves of Grass, and was adapted by the screen, for the screen by David Lean in 1984.
Oh, Captain, my captain.
It's not. Captain, my captain, Alok.
Passage to India by Ian Foster.
That is correct. This is indeed a passage to India. David Lean's Passage to India. Okay, Gadre, now your set of 2 questions. Short questions. The Greek Dark Ages or the Iron Age followed the Bronze Age and lasted from roughly 1100 to 800 BC. Which individual from this heroic age also gives his name to this period?
Hercules?
It's not. That was my guess as well when I played it. Shubhankar
Pass.
passes. Swami?
Is
3,
it like the Homeric age?
2.
So Homer?
Yeah, that's it.
Homer,
This
Homer.
Homer age is, yeah, that's it.
Good
That will fetch you the points.
Homeric age.
This is indeed Homer. This will fetch you the points. Gadri, your second question. The Super Classico is a football rivalry between which 2 iconic clubs from the same capital city in the Southern Hemisphere. The Observer listed it as one of the 50 sporting things you must do before you die and said it made the old firm game look like a primary school kickabout.
Boca Juniors versus River Plate.
That's it. That's all I wanted. This is Boca Juniors and River Plate. Okay. Swami, here is a set of 2 questions coming up. Okay. Roadrunner is a critically acclaimed 2021 documentary that has attracted controversy for its usage of AI to create a model of the individual's voice reciting words that he had written but not recorded. Who is this film based on? A man who passed away in 2018 while shooting in France for a CNN show, Parts Unknown.
Anthony Bourdain.
That's it. This will get you the point. Anthony Bourdain it is. Okay. Here's the second question. The Medicine Nobel Prize in 1959 was awarded for work on the biological synthesis of RNA and DNA. In a case of life-imitating science, the son of one of the 2 laureates went on to win the chemistry prize in 2006 for his work in understanding how DNA is converted to RNA, a process known as transcription. Now, what was their common surname, which is also the name of a few German mountains?
Tannenberg.
Not the one. Shubhankar?
Pass.
Pass. Alok?
Pass.
Pass. Gadre?
Pass.
Pass. Okay. So the common surname is Kornberg. So Arthur Kornberg in 1959 and Roger Kornberg in 2006. Okay. Shrestha, who is joining? I think. Okay. Alok?
Continue. Don't have to add it.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Your first of your 2 directs, Alok. Here we go. So which platform, referred to as the Uber of its industry, counterintuitively created technological barriers that prevented Baidu from searching their website, blocking Baidu's bots from searching for products being sought by Baidu users, cut off a vast supply of potential customers. Rest, as they say, is history. Being one of the world's most valuable retailers, this platform owns no inventory. So, which platform?
Alibaba.
That's it. This is indeed Alibaba. Counterintuitively blocking Baidu. Okay. Second question. Another long one. A language isolate is a language that is unrelated to any others, which makes it the only language in its own language family, or one that has not been demonstrated to descend from an ancestor common with any other language. With over 77 million speakers, which official national language is the most widely spoken language isolate? The letters of the alphabet in this language are not written linearly, but instead arranged into blocks that represent syllables. The KLPT and the TOPIK are the 2 main proficiency tests taken in this language.
Korean.
That's it. This is indeed Korean. Just 1 minute. Oh, sorry, that is Arjo actually trying to get me. I'll be hitting Arjo there. Okay. Okay. Shubhankar, your set of 2 questions now. What is the common surname of the 2 Nobel laureates who went by the assumed names of Nicholas and James Baker when they were consultants on the Manhattan?
Curie.
It's not Curie. Kadre
Pass.
passes. Alok. 3,
Pass.
2.
Pass.
Swami.
Pass.
Okay, everybody passes this. I was looking for Bohr. They were Niels and Age Bohr. So they went by Nicholas and James Baker. All I wanted was Bohr. Okay. Your second question, Shubhankar. The Clásico in which country takes place between Club Nacional de Football and Club Atlético Peñarol? The latter probably originated as a railway cricket club or CURCC. The derby's first meeting was in 1900, making it one of the oldest footballing rivalries. I won the country.
Uruguay.
That's good. That's it. You get your first points on the board. That Uruguay is indeed correct. Aditya, your set of 2 questions now. Which UFO religion was founded in 1974 and led by individuals named T and Do, or TI and Do, whatever? It is infamous for a mass suicide in 1997 that coincided with an approach from the comet Hale-Bopp. They had also been known by names such as Total Overcomers Anonymous, but they share their most well-known name with a notorious Hollywood film. Ten seconds.
Natural born killers.
Not natural born killers. Shubhankar.
Pass.
Pass. Alok.
Heaven's Gate.
That's indeed Heaven's Gate. Michael Cimino's notorious film. Definitely. Heaven's Gate is absolutely correct. Okay. Gadre, your second question. So Framing Dash Dash is a 2021 documentary that revolves around the career of which celebrity? Her popularity within American culture and the conservatorship that she has been living under since 2008 sparked the fan-driven Free Dash movement. She began her career with Jive Records at the age of 50.
Britney Spears.
That's it. We'll get the point. Okay. Swami, here is your set of 2 directs. Again, a long question. Here we go. 100 Greatest African American is a biographical dictionary of 100 historically great Black Americans as assessed by the Temple University professor Molefi Kete Asante. Which great African American gives its name to a landmark album by reggae artist Burning Spear? This Pan-Africanist once declared himself provisional president of Africa. He even incorporated a shipping line to facilitate the transportation of goods and eventually African Americans back to Africa.
Marcus Garvey.
Very good answer. This is indeed Marcus Garvey. Get your points there. Second question. Parangipetta is a small town in the Cuddalore district of Tamil Nadu, India. The Portuguese were the first European power to colonize the area and gave the port a new name which survived through the name of a 1781 battle from the Second Anglo-Mysore War. What name did the Portuguese give? The same as that of an African capital city.
Lusaka.
It's not. Shubhankar.
Porto Novo.
Porto Novo is indeed correct. The capital of Benin is Porto Novo. So hence the words new gave the port a new name. So new port, basically. Okay, so we are done with 2 rounds. So Alok and Swami leading on 4 points, Aditya on 3, and Shubhankar on 2. So here we go. Alok, set of two directs. What word is used to describe the period in Greek history that went from about 490 to 323 BC? The period saw the flourishing of democratic Athens as well as the First and Second Peloponnesian War. This word is also used to refer to a style of music written in Europe between about 1750 and 1830. The word derives from the Latin for something of the highest rank.
The Magnificent Era.
It's not the magnificent era. Shubhankar?
Pass.
Pass. Aditya?
Pass.
Pass. Swami?
Pass.
Pass. Okay. So this is the exact definition of the classical era. This is the classical era. You're close there with magnificent though. Yeah. Okay. Alok, your second question. So which category of a summer Olympic sport began in 1898 as a way of circumventing laws passed in New York? In this category, riders in each team take turns during the race, aimed at restricting the exhaustion of the athletes involved. It is named after the location where such a race took place for the first time. Ten seconds. Three,
Pass.
two, pass. Shubhankar?
Addison cycling.
That is correct. This is indeed Madison cycling. Okay, Shubhankar, now your set of two directs. Here we go. So which Indian artistic tradition gets its name from the Hindi word Sandhya, the period of dusk with which the art form is typically associated? It involves stenciled paper cutting using specially designed scissors to accomplish this process. The pictograms for all the 17 sporting disciplines that were part of the Commonwealth Games 2010 held at Delhi have been inspired by this art form.
Warli.
I have to pass you, Gatre.
Pass.
3. Okay. Swami?
Tanja.
Sanjha or Sanchi art will fetch you the points. This is indeed Sanchi or Sanjha art. Okay, your next question, Shubhankar. Just 1 minute. Shakespeare's Taming of the Shrew inspired the musical Kiss Me Kate. The musical featured lyrics and music by which American composer? This composer was played on screen by Kevin Kline in 2004's The Lovely and also by Yves Heck in Woody Allen's Midnight in Paris.
Pass.
Passes. Aditya?
George Gershwin.
It's not George Gershwin. Alok?
Pass.
Pass. Sorry?
Pass.
Pass. Okay. I was looking for Cole Porter. This is Cole Porter. Okay. Gadre, your set of two questions. Which laboratory device is a distinctively shaped glass cover used typically for enclosing samples? It is also used to form and contain a vacuum. Metaphorically, it can also mean an environment in which someone is protected or cut off from the outside world. It is also the name of a 1963 confessional novel.
Bell jar.
This is indeed Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. Okay, second question. So launched by PayPal Mafia members Jeremy Stoppelman and Russell Simmons, this company crowdsourced reviews for local business. Its name was chosen for being short, easy to spell, and evocative of yellow pages. It has also been used to identify previously unidentified outbreaks of foodborne illnesses by public officials. So what company?
Yelp.
Yelp is correct. Indeed, Yelp. Swami, your set of two questions coming up. Which Spaniard designed the cabin crew uniform for Air France in the 1960s? A museum for his designs was established in his birth town of Getaria, which has clothes donated by his pupil, Hubert Givenchy, and his client, Grace Kelly. He was referred to as the master of us all by Christian Dior.
Picasso.
It's not Picasso. Alok?
Pass.
Pass. Shubhankar?
Pass.
Pass. Katre?
Pass.
Pass. Okay. I was looking for Balenciaga, Cristobal Balenciaga. That's the name. Okay. Second question. So Yaghan. Okay. So Yaghan is one of the indigenous language isolates spoken by the Yaghan people. The only known speaker living today is the 93-year-old Cristina Calderon. Which archipelago was discovered by Ferdinand Magellan and named after the bonfires that he saw when he arrived there to the Yaghan people inhabit?
Tierra del Fuego.
Tierra del Fuego will get you the points. Okay, so moving on, Alok, your set of 2 questions now. So who was inspired by Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet to tell the story of a love interest of hers who was not popular with her family in the song Love Story? This song was the lead single of her Grammy-winning 2008 album, Fearless. In 2021, she re-recorded this album along with others following a dispute with the producer Scooter Braun.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, yes, is correct. Taylor Swift. Okay. Here we go. So which lab device invented by Justus von Liebig consists of a series of 5 bulbs connected and arranged in a triangular shape? It is used to analyze the carbon content in organic compounds and takes its name from its use of a potassium hydroxide solution. It is also used in the logo of American Chemical Society.
It's called the KOHS something, KOHS something. I can't remember.
Yeah, that won't get you
KOHS
points.
device. No? Okay.
Another one. Shubhankar?
Pass.
Pass. Gatre?
Pass.
Pass. Swami?
Pass.
Pass. Okay. I was looking for Kali apparat. So from potassium, it's
Okay,
gallium. Kali apparat. Kali apparat. Shubhankar, your set of 2 questions now. Among the 100 greatest African Americans, which 4-star general made history when he succeeded Madeleine Albright to a high-ranking post? During his military career, he oversaw the invasion of Panama as well as Operation Desert Storm.
Pass.
Okay. Brain fade. Aditya Gatre.
Colin Powell.
That is indeed Colin Powell. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Your next question. So, implying aura of God, what title was bestowed upon Sultan Haji Omar Ali Saifuddin after his abdication from the throne in 1967? The title survives through the name of a port capital city named in his honor. Ten seconds.
Putrajaya.
No, not that. Alok?
Pass.
Pass. Gatre?
Bandar Seri Begawan.
Seri Begawan is correct. The capital of Brunei. Yeah. Okay. Your set of 2 questions now. So which 5-letter platform referred to as the Uber of its industry was founded by Eren Bali after he used the internet to learn his way to a silver medal at the International Math Olympiad? After learning online changed his life, Eren partnered with Octave Kaglar and Gagan Biani to achieve a common goal, making quality education accessible to all. As is the norm with such platforms, it doesn't own any of the courses or instructors. 10 seconds.
Uh,
3.
Learn.
It's not learn. Alok?
Udemy.
That is indeed correct. This is Udemy. Pretty sure there is a 90% sale going on in Udemy right now. So go and grab it. Okay, Gadre, your second question now. So which trilogy of fantasy novel with a TV adaptation released in 2019 gets its collective name from a line in book 2 of John Milton's Paradise Lost? The books themselves have been seen as an inversion and retelling of Paradise Lost, with the author commending humanity for what Milton saw as its most tragic failing, original sin.
His Dark Materials.
This is indeed Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials. Swami, now your set of 2 questions. Here we go. UFOs characterized as a UFO religion, which religious movement was founded in 1930 in the United States by Wallace Fard Muhammad. It maintains that the current Allah will soon return aboard the mothership and establish a utopia.
Nation of Islam.
Nation of Islam is indeed correct. Second question. Although more commonly associated with a winter sport, this category of a water sport in the Summer Olympics involves navigating through a course of hanging downstream or upstream gates on river rapids in the fastest time possible. Which category is this?
Slalom.
Slalom will fetch you the points there. This is indeed slalom. So we
I
are
just need to step away to get a charger. My laptop is out. Just give me half a minute.
Yeah, even I will want to do the same thing. Yeah. Swami, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Can you see me?
Yeah. Yes, all good, Swami?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, great. So halfway through, Aditya and Swami tied on 8 points, Alok on 6 and Shubhankar on 3. Anything can happen. Alok, here is a set of 2 questions. Here we go. In 2014, Richard Branson tasked which punk rock fashion icon to design uniforms for Virgin Atlantic? She partnered with Malcolm McLaren to popularize the punk look epitomized by bands such as Sex Pistols. Her pop culture heyday came in 2008 when her cloud wedding dress became a plot point in the 2008 Sex and the City movie.
Stella McCartney.
It's not Stella McCartney. Shubhankar. 3, 2, 1. I will pass you, Swami.
Pass.
Pass. Gadre.
Pass.
Pass. Okay. I was looking for Vivienne Westwood. This is Vivienne Westwood. Okay. Second question. This 1960 novel, the sequel to a 1958 classic, which itself gets its name from a W.B. Yeats poem describing the atmosphere after World War I, takes its title from a T.S. Eliot poem called The Journey of the Magi. Which novel is this? The second part of the author's African trilogy. Ten seconds.
An Unquiet Land.
Not the one. Shubhankar.
Pass.
Pass. Swami.
Pass.
Pass. Gadre.
Pass.
Pass. Okay. So obviously the first novel is Things Fall Apart. So there's the second, yeah. So No Longer at Ease. That's the one I'm looking for. This is No Longer at Ease. Second part of the trilogy. Okay. Shubhankar, now your set of 2 questions. Settling the Score is a 2020 documentary about a tennis player who dominated the 1970s, but was never ranked world #1 due to a convoluted point system. The documentary chronicles the attempts of a journalist and countryman, Eduardo Pupo, to find proof that the player would indeed have been #1 if a fairer system were followed. Which South American winner of 4 Grand Slam titles is this?
Guillermo Vilas.
Guillermo Vilas is correct. 1 point there. Which company was incorporated in 2003 by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning? A certain PayPal Mafia member joined management only after stepping in to lead its Series A investment round. He is now the name primarily associated with this company.
Tesla.
Yeah, this is indeed Tesla. Okay. Gadre, your set of 2 questions coming up. Among the 100 greatest African Americans, which political scientist became the first person of African descent to be awarded a Nobel Prize, doing so in 1950? He won it for his work in Israel in the 1940s.
Political scientist. Faulkner.
It's not Faulkner. Shubhankar?
Pass.
Swami?
Pass.
Pass. Alok? Three.
Edward Said.
Not Said. It's not Said. Said. Okay. I was looking for Bunch. Ralph Bunche. B-U-N-C-H-E. Ralph Bunche. Okay, Gadre, your second question. Sir John served as a British High Commissioner to India in the late 1970s, while his son, Sir Adam, was High Commissioner to Pakistan in the 2010s. Sir John's father, Sir George Paget, and grandfather, Sir Joseph John, were both Nobel laureates in the sciences. What was the common surname of these 4 generations of knights?
Thompson.
Yeah, this is indeed Thompson. So J.J. Thompson and G.P. Thompson.
Okay,
This is indeed Thompson. Nicely answered. Swami, your set of 2 questions now. Which school of Indian painting emerged from the souvenir paintings sold outside a prominent temple in Calcutta? These paintings were carried by tourists to different parts of the world and came to be recognized as a distinct style.
Kalighat.
Kalighat paintings is correct. The Clásico dos Milhões is a football derby in Brazil between Flamengo and which other club from the same city? The neighborhood it is based in takes its name from a famous individual and in turn gives its name to the club. These black shirts play their home games in São Januário, or Januário, the 3rd biggest in Rio.
Fluminense.
Not the one. Shubhankar? 3, 2.
Vasco da Gama.
Vasco da Gama will fetch you the points at the nick of time. It's indeed Vasco da Gama.
Sorry, quick pause. Someone's at my door. I will.
Yeah. Alok, now your set of 2 questions, round 6. Here we go. So More Than Dash is a 2021 documentary about an actor which seeks to showcase his acting career beyond his most famous role referenced in the title of the film. Which actor, one of the first with Asian heritage to have a lead role in a US TV series with the 1987 police drama O'Hara, is this? His most famous role involved him training Daniel LaRusso to fight Johnny Lawrence.
Something Morita. Morita? No?
That is enough for your points.
Yes. Yes.
This is Morita, Pat Morita, or Mr.
Pat
Miyagi.
Morita. Yeah.
Mr. Miyagi. Enough for your points. Alok, your second question. Among the 100 greatest African Americans, which social reformer was born with the surname Bailey, but adopted his well-known one from the poem The Lady of the Lake by Walter Scott? Without his knowledge, he was nominated the running mate for Victoria Woodhull's presidential campaign in 1872. Ten seconds.
Pass. Pass.
Pass. Shubhankar.
Pass.
Swami.
Frederick Douglass.
Frederick Douglass would fetch you the points. Douglass with an extra S, apparently. Okay. Shubhankar, now your set of 2 questions. So, which UFO religion founded by Li Hongzhi towards the end of the so-called King Gong boom operates out of a compound in Deer Park, New York? In addition to the philosophy, there are 5 basic exercises, 2 of which are named Buddha showing 1,000 hands and penetrating the 2 cosmic extremes.
I'll pass. No idea.
Okay. Gatre.
Pass.
Pass. Swami.
Pass.
Pass. Alok. 3,
Pass.
2,
Pass.
pass. Okay. I was looking for Falun Gong.
Falun Gong.
Falun Gong. Yeah. The UFO cult Falun Gong. Shubhankar, your second question. So, which lab device is used for combining a flammable gas with controlled amounts of air before ignition? In 1877, the person it is named after was joint first recipient of the prestigious Davy Medal for their researches and discoveries in spectrum analysis.
Nothing. Only think of carburetors.
Carburetor, no, not the one I'm looking for. Gatre.
Pass.
Pass. Swami. 3,
Pass.
2. Okay. Alok.
Pass.
Okay. Okay. I was all looking for Bunsen burner. That's it.
What?
Bunsen burner. Bunsen
Oh.
burner. Bunsen
Bunsen.
burner or Bunsen burner.
Oh,
Bunsen burner. Yeah, okay.
It's named after Robert Bunsen. Okay. Gadri, now your set of 2 questions. Which fashion designer was asked to design the cabin crew uniforms for Olympic Airlines of Greece in 1960s by Aristotle Onassis? This person remains the only fashion designer listed on the Times list of 100 most influential people of the 20th century.
Yves Saint Laurent.
Not Yves Saint Laurent. Shubhankar.
Pass.
Pass. Swami.
Pass.
Pass. Alok. 3,
Pass.
2. Okay. This is Coco Chanel.
Arey,
This is Coco Chanel. Okay. Second question. The decision to combine this category along with other 2 categories of lead climbing and bouldering in the sport climbing event at the Tokyo Olympics 2020 attracted controversy, with athletes saying it was like asking a middle distance runner to compete in the sprint. Which category is this in which athletes climb a standardized 15-meter wall is this?
I think this is speed climbing.
Yeah, this is indeed speed climbing. That would fetch you the points. Swami, now your set of 2 questions. Here we go. So which 1969 memoir is coming of age story that illustrates how strength of character and a love of literature can help overcome racism and trauma? Its title comes from a poem called Sympathy by African-American poet Paul Laurence Dunbar, where it is used as a metaphor for a chained slave. It often appears in lists of books banned from high school libraries in the US.
Oh. I know how the caged bird sings.
Okay, I'll give you one chance to. One prompt. That's it.
Caged bird sings.
Sorry. Shubhankar?
Cage bird feels. I know how the cage bird feels.
Alok,
Pass.
pass, Gadre.
I know why the cage bird sings.
That's it. This is the one I was looking for. I know why the cage bird sings. Swami missed by just one word there. Okay, your second question. So PayPal mafia Don Peter Thiel has launched many companies whose names are taken from the fantastical works of an English writer. If some of these companies are Valar Ventures, Limbus LLC, and Artha Capital, which writers?
Tolkien.
Tolkien is correct. Okay, so 6 rounds done. Moving on. Alok, here's a set of 2 questions coming up. What connects the first Nobel Prize awarded to Marie Curie and those awarded to her daughter Irene Jolie Curie as well? Gertie Cody, the first female physiology or medicine Nobel laureate, is part of this connection as well.
Nuclear science, radiation generally.
Not the one. Shubhankar,
Pass.
pass. Swami,
Pass.
pass. Gadre,
Jointly awarded with her husband.
that's it. That's all I wanted. This
Oh.
shared with their husbands. So Carl Cody, Gertie Cody, and obviously Irene and Frederick Curie. Yeah. Alok, your second question. Der Klassiker is a football derby in German between Bayern Munich and which other club based in North Rhine-Westphalia? This black and yellow club was named after a brewery with a Latin-inspired name. They lost this derby in the 2013 UEFA Champions League final to Bayern as well.
Tannenberg.
Not the one. Shubhankar?
Borussia Dortmund.
Borussia Dortmund is correct. This is Borussia Dortmund. Okay, Shubhankar, now your set of 2 questions. This period in Greek history started in around 800 BC and ended around the time of the Battle of Marathon in 490 BC. In this period, the Greeks settled across the Mediterranean and the Black Seas. Which word is this that could also refer to something that is old-fashioned? Ten seconds. What do you say?
Archaic.
That's it. This is indeed archaic. Nice answer. Okay. Your second question. The Hadza and the Sandawe language isolates spoken in Tanzania are 2 of the only 3 East African languages to contain clicks or click consonant, thus making them part of this group of African languages currently restricted to the Kalahari Desert and to the Rift Valley in central Tanzania. Which group is this, spoken by 2 primary indigenous groups after whom it is named?
Sa.
10 seconds.
Masai Mara.
Not Masai Mara. Swami,
Khoi.
I'll prompt you.
Khoisan.
Khoisan is correct. So Khoi is one of the groups and San is the group. So Khoisan. Could fetch you the points. Gadre, now your set of 2 questions. Which Indian painting style features gold foil overlaid on colorful artwork? The paintings typically depict scenes or figures from Hindu mythology, and the style is named after a South Indian town.
Pattachitra.
Not Patachitra. Alok?
Rameshwaram.
Swami?
Tanjore.
Tanjore, Thanjavur. That would fetch you the points. Not Rameshwaram. Yeah, okay. Gadre, second question. Again, a very short question. Which port is the only capital city to have the name of a different country contained in its name? In fact, the country is in a whole different continent.
Um,
10 seconds. 3, 2,
pass.
passes. Alok?
Pass.
3, okay. Shubhankar?
Pass.
Pass. Swami?
Pass.
Okay. Possibly slipped out of the mind. This is Port of Spain.
Oh,
Port of Spain, capital of TNT, Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, Swami, now your set of 2 questions for this 7th round. Here we go. The Wedding March, the staple background score for weddings all over the world, was written by which German composer while composing incidental music for an 1842 production of Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream?
Mendelssohn.
Yeah, Felix Mendelssohn. That will fetch you the points. Your second question of this round. Which platform, referred to as the Uber of its industry, was founded by Ben Silverman, Paul Sciarra, and Evan Sharp? It started off as a catalog of ideas that inspires users to go out and do that thing. This visual search engine works with images that have been linked or uploaded from a website. Boards that are collections of such images dedicated to them give the platform its name and logo. As in the norm with such platform, it doesn't own any of its content.
Pinterest.
Pinterest is correct, from Pinboards. Okay, we are to the coming to the final round now. Swami, with that 2 answers, goes ahead on slightly. He's on 15. Gadre close behind on 12. Shubhankar on 8 and Alok on 7. Okay, let's see what the last round holds in for us. Here we go. So Alok, set of 2 questions. Which UFO religion uses a dating system with a short form AD, which does not stand for Anno Domini, but after Dianetics? It consists of a process called auditing and a concept similar to the self called a theta. Multiple Hollywood stars have been members of this religion.
Scientology.
Yeah, Scientology by Hubbard. Scientology. Colonial Commissioner Etienne Polverel changed the name of which capital city from its royal title to Port Républicain in 1793, given the ideals of the French Revolution. The name was restored a decade later and remains its name to this day. Interestingly, there is very little clarity in terms of which royal is honored in the city's name.
Port-au-Prince.
Port-au-Prince, capital of Haiti. That's correct. Okay, Shubhankar, now your turn. Set of 2 questions. Which platform, referred to as the Uber of its industry, has redefined influencer marketing with its AI algorithm picking out content according to the user's preference? In April 2018, an addiction reduction feature was added to nudge users to take a break every 90 minutes with some top influencers such as Gabe Irwin, Alan Chicken Chow, James Hendry, and Cosette Rinup, encouraging viewers to stop using the app and take a break. As is the norm with such platform, it doesn't own any of this content.
Twitch.
It's not Twitch. Alok?
TikTok.
TikTok is correct. MX Takatak is not. This is indeed TikTok. Yeah. Your second question, Swamkar. In this category of a Summer Olympic sport, the competitors are expected to perform from memory a series of predetermined movements. Some of these movements include the piaffe, the passage, flying changes, and pirouette. The classical version of this category also involves performing airs above the ground. Which category derived from French is this?
Dressage.
Dressage is correct. It's indeed dressage. So we are down to the last 4 questions of the quiz. Swami still having a healthy lead. Gadre, now your turn. 2 questions. Lines from Shakespeare's Two Gentlemen of Verona are set to music in which Austrian composer's work titled Anne Sylvia? Despite an untimely death at the age of 31, this composer is survived by a rich body of work, including Earl Conning and the Trout Quintet.
Mozart.
It's not Mozart. Shubhankar. 3, 2, 1. I will pass you, Swami.
Pass.
Pass. Alok.
Liszt, L-I-S-Z-T.
It's not Liszt. This is Schubert. Franz Schubert. It's not Liszt. Second question. What is the only surviving pre-Indian European language in Western Europe? The standardized form of this language isolate called Euskara Batua was developed in late 1960s. It is spoken by around 750,000 people, mostly located in a region in the Western Pyrenees.
Basque.
Basque is correct. Okay, so we are down to the last 2 questions now of this quiz. So let's see what happens, if whether Swami can win it. Here we go. Which laboratory device is a graduated glass tube with a tap at one end for delivering known volumes of a liquid? In 1824, Joseph Louis Gay-Lussac developed an improved version of this apparatus and coined this term along with pipette in a paper about the standardization of indigo solutions.
Burette.
This is indeed burette. And with that, Swami Ganesh has won the tier 4, but he has one more question to play. Let's see. Which period in Greek history began with the death of Alexander the Great in 323 BC? The adjective that lends its name to this period is traditionally thought to derive from the name of an eponymous ancestor who was the son of Deucalion. As per some other versions, the name may derive from a small tribe in southern Thessaly.
Greek period.
It's not the Greek period. Shubhankar?
Hellenistic period.
That's indeed Hellenistic period. But Swami Ganesh has won tier 4 with 16 points. Congratulations. Coming second is Agatre with 13 points. Alok and Shubhankar tied on 10 points. Well played, guys.
Well played. Swami
Thanks,
Ganesh.
everyone.
Well done.
And thanks, Shresh, or whoever is there. Thank you.
Yep.
Amazing.
And thanks, Shankha.
Yeah.
Thanks, Uncle.
Congrats, Swami.
Thanks a lot.
Congrats, Swami.
Thank you.
Congrats, Swami.
Well done.